Hello everyone and welcome back. In this lecture we're going to be diving deeper into 3D isometric drawing, and we are going to be recreating this guy, okay, this design you can see on our screen right now. So of course this is 3D isometry, and we've been studying this or talking about this right from the last module and even up to this module, and we are actually going to create this design using 3D isometry in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so just come to Illustrator and open, and then come to the folder, the 3D isometric design in Illustrator folder, and you're going to see this file, which is the 3D isometric house, and you're going to open it. And yeah, this is now our design. You can see everything was created here. Perfect. Now this design takes quite a long time to create. Okay, so for that reason we're going to be dividing this video into two parts. In the first part we're going to just create this upper part of the house and this one, okay, and then the second part of the video we're going to create the rest of the parts of the house. Okay, so when we come to our layers here, we can see that we have two layers. We have the background layer, which contains the whole illustrations, and then we have the grids, and this is the grid we used to create this design. Okay, I'm just going to shift O to activate my artboard tool and just drag this one here to create a duplicate. Okay, and then come on, just delete everything we have here in this new one, because we are going to be creating our new artwork here. Okay, I'm just going to activate my grids, and I'm going to just deactivate this guy and kind of move my grids here. And I won't be creating these grids because of course we know how to create grids already. Okay, these are just isometric grids, and we learned how to create them in our last lesson and even in the last module, right? So I'll just shift this artboard a bit to the right hand side, and I can now on my layer. Now I'll just drag the grid layer beneath the background layer and just lock the grid layer, and I'm now going to place my design, because I will be drawing from this one, right? I'll be drawing from it, so I just want to keep it close. So go to file and place, and just come and click this guy and place, and just drag it here like this. And one thing I want to do is I want to crop it so that this white part will be eliminated, right? So just select my shape tool here, drag like this, okay, and probably just adjust the shape like this, and then select the both of them and Ctrl 7 to clip mask them. Okay. Now we can bring our drawing here and start to make our drawings. Right now, from our last video we learned that we just need to come and use the grid as a guide, okay, like this, and create our 3D, right? Okay, this is how we learned it from the last video. Now in this one we're going to actually go further and create this complex design. Okay, so it's not going to be as simple as the last video, and of course it's not going to really be complex, because this at the end of it is just very simple stuff. Once you just learn the basics, you then see that you'll be able to create all of this with no stress. Okay, so I'll just start with the pen tool here, and we'll just start creating the upper part here. So I'm going to just use 8 boxes or 7 boxes. So let's just start with let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So let's just start with 8 boxes. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6, sorry, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, like this and like this. So just click this one like this and just join it here like this. So just give it this color, and now select the shape and Ctrl C Ctrl F to copy and paste in place, and just drag it in like this. And for this guy, I'm just going to shift X to give it a stroke, and I'm just going to reduce the size like this, okay, and shift X to give it a fill back. And I'm just going to select the both of them, go to my properties and subtract using the pathfinder. Okay, now we can see that we've now created this box here. Okay, this box here. So if we see that we need more boxes, we're just going to add them manually by selecting our anchor points and just dragging them, okay, manually. But that's not the case. Now we're just going to start adding other parts, and if we see that we do need extra sizes, then we'll just add them manually. Okay, so I'm just clicking and adding the other parts. For this guy, I'll just come here and sample this color. Now, from our knowledge of isometry, this guy should be of a different shade than this, right? So let's make it brighter. And then we need the floor. Now just click, and when we come here, we see that we actually have a hole here, right? We actually have a hole here which leads to the roof. Now we can do this like this and like this and like this, but I do not want our hole to be this small, so there's something I'm going to do. Okay, so first of all, let me just create it like this, and then I'll just select this color, that's the roof color here, the floor color here. And what I want to do here is shift X, and I want this to not be here, these lines to not be here and here, but I want them to be at the middle here, okay, because bringing them this far will be too much. So I'm just going to select the both of them and drag like this, and when I reach the middle, you see that it tells me that that's the point of intersection. Okay, so now you see this intersect, it's telling me that that's the middle of here, middle of here, and middle of here. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for this one here. So drag it like this. Sorry, okay, and I feel I should just redo this. When I am using the pen tool, it's easier to kind of locate the middle parts or the middle points. Okay, so if I am just hovering around like this, you're going to see where it says intersect. Okay, or you know what, instead of that, I might maybe start from this point. Yeah, you see where it says intersect, right? And this is the middle point, and this is the middle point also. Perfect. Now we can just drag like this across the middle point. Let me just click here first and just come to this middle point and click, come to this middle point and click, and now to this middle point and click. Okay, I'm just going to delete these extra useless anchor points later on. So just select your fill color, and then my direct selection tool, select this guy, delete, select this guy and delete also. Perfect. Now we need to create this part, okay, this part that leads down inside the building like this. So I'm just holding shift and dragging. Okay, and then hit I for your eyedropper tool and sample the color. And then we're now going to create this other part here, which is going to complete the shape. And as you can see, this one is of a darker shade than this because of shadows, right? Okay, so what I mean by shadows is the inside will not be of the same shade because there is a shadow being cast. Okay, because it's a darker part. Okay, you get the point. So we're going to go ahead and create the next part, and that will be this part. So I'm just going to choose I'm just going to use 5 or 6 boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes for now. Okay, maybe we could even use 6 boxes, but let's just work with 5 for now and see how it goes. Okay, so we sampled this color, and at the end of everything I think we'll just use 6 boxes. Okay, I think 6 boxes should do the trick. And for this one, we are going to use this number of boxes, same number of boxes. I mean, you just need to sample this part. You can see that we have an error here because we do not have everything aligned perfectly like this. So we're just going to align everything perfectly, and just select here, select here, select here. That's your anchor points using your direct selection tool. Let's drag them one box lower to see if we get the proportion we're looking for, and I think we're starting to get what we want. So we'll just extend this other part like this. So we'll make this 4 boxes, maybe 1 2 3 4. Okay, just do it like this and like this. Okay, and you know what, we need to actually shift X and shift X and drag the anchor points here to fit properly like this. Okay, perfect. Now we will then create this part. 1 2 3 4. Okay, for this part we see that it has to be this color, right? And we have to create an extrusion. We probably will move this other part further that way. Okay, but let's just create the other ones first. This one we start like this and like this and like this. Perfect. Now for this one we are going to just shift X and create it like this and like this and like this and like this, and then shift X again and select this guy and shift X again. So select both of them and just subtract. So we have it looking like this, and so far so good. I think we're making progress. What we'll do then is just select this points here and here and here and drag them to this point. Okay, and it's possible, yeah, I think we even need to drag them further away like this. Perfect. And of course we will need to adjust this one also further away like this. Perfect. Now we can continue to advance, and we can see that we actually need this part, right? We actually need this part. Now in this part we'll then create it like this. Yeah, and I have a feeling that we even need one more step either here or add one more step here. Right, so we're just going to see about that later on, but for now let me just see what we have achieved so far. We shift X and I want to just join this one with this one. So click and unite. Perfect. Let's delete this one, this anchor point. Delete. So I think we deleted something that we shouldn't have. Okay, okay, yeah, everything is good. Perfect, guys. So we now need to create the inner part of this thing. So shift X, okay, to give it a stroke, and just click and click and just try to create this inner part, that's this inner illusion of 3D. And of course we have to give it this color, and then we then need to create the floor. Okay, we need to create the floor, and the floor needs to have, okay, not the floor yet, we need to create this other part of the wall, which will be a darker shade of this wall, okay, because of shadows, right? So we need to click here, okay, sample that color, and from what I can see, I think we might need even this to be bigger, because we have 1 2 3, okay, and we only have 1 2, so we actually need this to be bigger, guys. So that's one thing we do need to correct right now. So let's first of all make this complete and see properly what we need to achieve. So 1 1 2 3, right? 1. So first of all, let's just shift X and shift X. Let's just do this first of all. Okay, I think we are we're actually on the right path here. I think we are actually on the right path, so we won't move them further away again. Okay, this just put a lot of things into perspective. So what I want to do now is I just want to extend this point a bit further. So we shift X, shift X, and I just want to extend this point a little bit further, like this. Okay, perfect. And yeah, these other ones will do. And what I want to do now is just shift X and select this guy and just subtract like this. Select this guy and subtract. And I see that we actually have a little error here, but no problem, we're going to fix that later on. So guys, let's now create our completing parts here. And this is it. Let's just shift X, and the error I was talking about is this. So if we bring this to the front, like arrange and bring to front, we can see that we now have this line, this weird line. It's actually because we subtracted 2 shapes to give this cut, right? So it didn't cut properly. So I'm just going to select my scissors tool. You can hit C for the scissors tool with the cuts like this. Okay, and I'm going to cut another one here. And delete. Ah, sorry, mistake. So I'm just going to select my A tool, that's my direct selection tool, and delete. So part and delete. Yeah, you can see that we've cut this one. So click and delete, and we've cut this one. We have this middle one which we can now delete. And yeah, we have our error corrected. And for this one, we of course will give it this color. And we also have another error here, guys. So C, or maybe we don't even need to C, we just need to kind of join our point here. Perfect. So the next one will be our floor, right? We need a floor. So click and just create a floor like this. We don't need to complete any shape here. Just gonna click like this You know what, I'm just going to give this a random shape for now, and then just sort this out. So zoom in, just kind of fit this guy perfectly. Sorry, this is the guy we want. So the anchor point and fit it here perfectly. And then for this one, we actually want it here. Perfect. And then we need to create another point here. So add an anchor point and then drag it here like this. And just give it our floor fill. Okay, and perfect. Now the next one will be a floor around here also. But before that happens, we need to bring this guy to the right place. Alright, we need to bring this guy to the right place. And we need to then draw it like this. Just like this. Okay, and right away we can see that something is lacking, right? Something is lacking. This wall needs to extend to this part for it to appear just like what we have here. So it means we kind of did a mistake in the creation of this wall in the first place. Okay, we should have actually extended it to this part. So we could work with this like this and just create another variation of the whole thing, or we could start trying to fit things properly, right? So those are two things we can do. And actually, after looking at it properly, I think we actually did the right thing. We actually did the right thing. We just needed to extend this a bit more. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. We didn't do anything wrong here. We actually did the right thing. So we just needed to extend it a bit more, and it's going to look perfect. So Shift X and make sure these guys are aligned properly like this. Perfect. So when I go back, you can see that we actually did the right thing here. We did the right thing. And for our floor, we want our floor to extend till here. Okay, to extend till here, like this, and like this, and probably like this. Perfect. Okay, and we can just select the two of them and just unite them. Perfect. Now we are done with this part and this part, and remember we said the down parts, will leave them for the second video, right? So I'm just going to create this other part, and then we move to the next thing. So for this one, you can see that we started at around here or around here. Let's start from here and see. So we created something like this, like this, like this. Okay, this. Perfect. Now we just then created this other parts. So we're just going to keep seeing to make sure we are doing the right thing, right? So I just discovered that we need to bring this part even further. This, we select both of them and just bring them down like this. Bring them down. Like this. Okay, let's arrange this guys here like this and see. Okay guys, now we can sample this color and just extend this one. So we can hit P and just create an extra point here. Just go and fit it in here like this. Okay, and we need to make some of these points align very perfectly. So we can hit P once more and create another point here. We just drag our new point down like this. Perfect. Then select the both of them and drag them down like this. This other guy will be here like this. Perfect. So we also want to just hit Shift X and Shift X and then adjust this guy here. Okay, we actually need it adjusted here. So first of all, I'm going to just create an extra point here. Okay, create an extra point there, select this guy and move it here like this. Okay, so as to have a darker shade here, this side. So we create a darker shade of what we have here. Perfect. Select this guy, Shift X. Select this guy. Select this guy, sorry, so you can Shift X, and we can now see that for this one to work well, we have to kind of bring this guy here like this, and then we actually have to extend it out. Okay, so this might be getting a little bit complicated. Okay, let's arrange it to the front, but I'll show you that when I'm done you will see that this is very simple. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this one for now and just recreate this guy like this. Okay, let's see. Okay, now we can do this. Just sample our color here, hit P, create this other guy, and also sample our color. That's this color here. Okay, as you can see, we are now achieving what we have here. Perfect. Now the next thing we would want to do is just click and you can click here, maybe just click here, and click here. Now we actually want this to go very straight. Right? You actually want this to go very straight. So and with the way we've kind of aligned this, you can see that we are not achieving exactly what we have here, so we might need to reduce this size. We might need to reduce, okay, we can just delete this guy, but we might need to reduce this side. Okay, we might need to reduce this side so as to make this guy look like a central point. So this will be 1 2 3 4 and this will be 1 2 3 4. Right, so this is what we might need to do and this is what we will do. Okay, so we are probably not getting maybe the numbering of boxes here, right, or whatever, but still yet we are going to achieve something amazing. We're going to achieve something very close to this. Okay, yeah, so that's it. So for this other one now, I just need to create a straight line from here to here. Select the both of them and just both of them, go to my pathfinder and divide, and hit E for my direct selection tool. Select this guy, click. Okay, actually need to hit A for the individual shapes. Select this guy and sample the color. Select this other guy, sample the color. Good. So I know we have this other part that is unaccounted for as compared to this, but no problem, we're going to work with what we have. Okay, we don't have time on our hands and we're just going to work with what we have. Okay, perfect. Now we have this part of the roof. For this other part of the roof, all we need to do is to hold down Alt and just duplicate. Now resize it. Okay, let's resize it. Let's resize it like this. And we now have the other part of the roof, and we can now give it a shadow. We'll give it a shadow. Okay, like this. Give it a black color and just reduce the opacity like this and bring this guy up to the front. Perfect. So we're done with this, we're done with this, we're done with most of this. Okay, and I think finally for this part we will need to add the windows. So for the windows, I'm going to Shift X and Shift X. I'm just going to create them like this. Okay, so click here, click here, click here, click here, click here. I'm just going to sample this color. And we probably might want to adjust this guy a bit. We're going to see how it's being aligned here. So this guy should probably fill in 3 spaces horizontally and vertically instead of 2 spaces like we had it before. Okay, so this is the perfect guy. Now for this one, click on it, right click, transform and reflect around 90 degrees and copy. Okay, so we're going to have it here. And for this guy, Shift X, and we're just going to align it here like this. Perfect. Now we can put back our fill colors. Okay, but I want to handle one more thing before putting back our fill color. Okay, one of the things, okay, I actually need to reduce the size of this window. Okay, I actually need to reduce the size of the window, and then Shift X, and then finally we need to do this. Come here, like this. Okay, you have to know that, you have to understand that I'm aiming at the middle points, right? So whenever you hover around the middle point, you see it says either intersect or what do we call it, or anchor, I think. But you just know that that's the middle point. Okay, so click create this guy, and you just go and sample this color here. Perfect. Now we're going to create the one along this other side. I see that it says intersect, right? Now this is the middle, and I'm going to come and sample this color here. And now we can click on the main window and Shift X, click on this guy and Shift X, click on this guy and Shift X, and click on every other guy and Shift X. Right, so now we have the window extrusion. Perfect. So select both of them, right click, transform and reflect and copy. Okay, and then we're just going to place it here. Perfect. And then just drag these anchor points like this till the end like this. Good. Perfect. Now we are done creating this part and this part. Okay, there might have been some little errors, but that's not the point. The point is that you learn how we have created the whole thing, not that you make sure you achieve 100% of what we can see here. Okay, so as you can see, there is a lot of similarities. Okay, there's a lot of likeness. Okay, so that's the most important thing. Okay, so maybe we are left with this tree and this guy. So you know what, I'm just going to create them. So for the tree, we learned how to create ellipses in isometric projections from the previous video. Okay, so I'm just going to start by doing that. So sample the green color here, and then select the guy, go to effect, stylize, rounded corners. Okay, and just give it rounded corners. Perfect. Now select my pen tool from here. Okay, first of all, actually I need to expand this appearance, okay, so as to make the effect part of the permanently part of the shape. So click expand appearance, and we can see that there are no effects applied again. And now we can create our other part of the tree like this. Okay, perfect. Maybe even extend the height like this. Select both of them and unite, and then just create this part of the stem. Okay, this is the stem. Okay, give it this color, and then shift X and to make it the stroke color, just increase the size. Okay, and for this part of the cap, just make it this round cap, and basically bring this guy to the front. Here we now have our tree, and we need to give it a shadow, right? So just select your pen tool, just draw randomly. Okay, that's a shading. Just draw randomly and shift X to give it a fill color. Set the both shapes. Go to your shape builder tool, go down Alt and delete this part. Just select the guy and sample this green color. Go to your color picker and just make it a darker shade, and boom, we have our tree. So select all of them, Ctrl G to group them, and we have our isometric tree. I'm just going to keep it at one side for now, but we're also going to duplicate one of them and just bring it here like this. Perfect. Okay, and we have this other part, okay, which is this table here. Okay, this table. So for this table, you are going to create it by yourself. Okay, you're going to start with an ellipse just like we learned, and when we come back in the next video, we're going to continue from where we stopped. Okay, that's of course with this table created. Okay, so just go ahead and create this table, and after you're done, you come back to the next video and we'll continue from where we've stopped. So see you in the next one.